Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're getting into something a bit different. It's a consumer review of a site selling a product called Dentite Tooth Armor Liquid.
Mm.
But we're not here to talk about the product itself. Our mission is all about the methodology. We're going to dissect how these reviewers tried to figure out if an online vendor is, trustworthy. It's really about digital forensics for the average person.
And we have to start with a really important point right at the top. This is educational commentary and not medical advice. Our whole focus here is on analyzing marketing claims and how to judge a website's trustworthiness. We're looking at the storefront, not the product inside.
Okay, so let's unpack this review. Their goal was to figure out if this site was, in their words, scam or legit. What was the very first thing they looked at?
Well, they started with the simple stuff, the automated metrics. They found two initial positives. First, the site had a good trust score, which is basically an automated rating, based on web traffic and security certificate.
Okay, good trust score. And the second thing?
The second was that the website server was running smoothly. And the source noted that based on just those two things, it might be a legit website.
Wait, hold on. If the score is good and the server is fine, why look any deeper? I mean, for most of us, wouldn't that be enough?
And that is the absolute core of the problem, isn't it? A smooth server and a decent score, it just means the lights are on and the door looks locked. It tells you nothing about who's actually inside. That's why they needed to go deeper. They mentioned checking 40 different elements, including hidden content detail.
40 elements. That sounds less like a review and more like a full-blown audit. What kind of details are we talking about here?
This is where they start looking at the architecture of the site, so not the product claims, but the digital foundation. They looked at the specific website host and provider, the tech they were using, and the server's physical location.
Location, why does that matter?
Oh, it tells you a lot about legal jurisdiction. And then they also checked its popularity, and what I think is most crucial, the domain age.
Domain age. Explain that. Why is that so important for building consumer confidence?
Domain age is history. It's reputation. A lot of less reputable operations are built on brand new domains that pop up and then vanish just as quickly. A domain that's been active for a while suggests some level of establishment, accountability in theory.
Right, so they check the foundation, not just the paint on the walls.
Exactly.
So after all that, after this meticulous check of 40 digital points, what was the grand conclusion?
This is the best part. The conclusion was still ambiguous. They said the website appears to be a scam or legit website.
So they basically said, maybe, after all that work. How does that help anyone?
I think it's the most helpful part of the whole review. That ambiguity is the lesson. It proves that technology alone can't verify intent. A deep scan shows you the infrastructure, but it can't tell you if the vendor is being truthful, which is why their final recommendation was for consumers to do their own manual research.
That actually makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
The key takeaway then is that you have to look beyond the product claims. You really have to investigate the transparency and the digital footprint of the vendor selling it.
Absolutely. The algorithm can only take you so far. And if a professional review analyzing 40 technical points still ends with a maybe, it means you need to step in. So I'd leave you with this question. What's the one piece of manual research you should prioritize? I'd say, go find a tool that lets you verify domain registration details yourself. Finding out who actually owns the digital storefront, well, that's often the first step in figuring out the real story.